Alright, hey guys, so it's a very special video today, since tomorrow is Mother's Day, so I'm going to work traditionally on a oh, don't mind this on my hand, it's just the name of a gecko species. It looks like some sort of cult chant, I don't know, it was just something I wanted to research later. It looks really cryptic, doesn't it? The gecko cult. That should be a thing. Anyways, so yeah, I'm working traditionally today on paper, and we're going to draw something for Mother's Day. And you guys can follow along. This is a tutorial type thing, so yeah. The paper I'm using here is pretty big. It's sketch paper, but normal normal paper from the printer will work too. So I just stuck some of these underneath it just in case we use ink that bleeds. If you want, you can do that. It's typically a pretty good precaution, although the line here can get a little messy sometimes because it makes your lines kind of bump. So the choice is up to you. So to start off, let's take out a pencil. This is my mechanical pencil. I use it on everything. Test pencil, it's a school pencil, and now my drawing pencil. Same goes for the eraser. So what we're going to do is we're going to want to divide the paper roughly into 4 parts. You didn't see that one up there. Okay, so now we have 4 parts of paper. We can right here, divide this section into 2, but don't go all the way, just kind of like that. And you see here, mark right in the middle the horizontal on this side and this side. So now that you've got that, you can connect it to form a rectangle. The rectangle does not have to be perfect. Do not draw too hard, because otherwise it'll be hard to erase. So now you have that rough rectangle down. So yeah. Next, you can extend downwards from about 1 centimeter from here. Extend. Same goes for here. Centimeter. Down. Centimeter. Side. Centimeter. Side. So what we're doing here is we're drawing a banner. Kind of like, I don't know, just a floppy piece of fabric so that we can say Happy Mother's Day on it. So you extend this, and then, yeah, just continue that. So you just continue these lines, make sure it's a little bit rounded over, finish that side. So now we've got our basic banner piece. If this piece looks too long, you can trim it down a little bit. Really, it's just whatever you want to do. So now that you have this, we can connect that. So it looks a little rough right now, but don't worry, we'll get to it. So, now, you guys probably want a dragon on this. I mean, it's a drawing channel that mostly does dragons, so I mean, it'd be kind of weird if I didn't draw a dragon on this one. So, let's go back to our circle system of drawing that I've used in tutorials. So, circle for the head, let's put it right around the corner of this. Right in this corner. A circle for the head. Down the middle line, a circle for the body. And right around the middle of this section here, the waist hip area. So we're gonna draw a dragon like laying down. So here, connect for the neck. I kind of want to have it as if it's looking this way, but its belly is down here. So you're gonna have to curve the neck a little bit. So I'm gonna mark out where the belly is. So this is where it curves downwards. And parallel for there. So that looks like it's kind of curving its neck around to the other side in order to look up at the poster or to the sky or whatever, really. Draw on a rectangle composing of the circle's diameter? Sure. And then slope that down as usual, unless you're drawing a very, very boxy headed dragon, which is perfectly possible. Now for the body. You want to have it kind of arch upwards a little bit, but not too much. Don't have it go like that. Don't have it go like that. Same applies for here and the earlier full body tutorial. Now let's also follow that arch a little bit by connecting these 2 parts. Now we can erase that part from the boxy head if you don't want it there. Now we can do the tail. Should be right around here. You can have your tail positioned however you'd like. I just kind of like mine having it around the front, so I don't have to draw as much to legs, because legs are annoying. So now, with this body circle, draw the cross in it. Towards the top, you want to draw the shoulder circle. So follow the shoulder circle and curve around. Might be kind of hard to see, so I'll erase a couple lines. Use that and that. And then mirror it for the other side. So right around here, which is through the center of the circle, you go that and that. And now you don't have to draw as many toes and talons, because talons are hard. I mean, if you want, you can have a little bit peeking over here, but I'm too lazy to do that right now. Yeah, so same for the legs. Assume this is your hip joint, then your knee joint is going to be up here. So first the leg goes up and then curves down. So it's going to overlap onto itself, and that's totally fine. Just know that the shin is usually more outwards than the thigh, unless you want to curve inwards a little bit. Yeah, so that's the shin, that's the thigh, and I will erase the thigh line so you can see where the shin is, like that. And then you can just kind of finish that off with a rough shape over there. Now for the wings. We actually have space to do the wings now, but we don't want it to cover up this part, the banner, too much. Otherwise your words will be squished. So right above the shoulder, you draw another circle, maybe about half the size of the shoulder circle. And down the middle of the back, right here, you draw the other one. A little bit higher than this one. And yeah, you just... Oh, that'd be weird posing. Oh well. Right in the middle, right there. That's our final one. So these are going to be kind of small wings. They should be bigger. Yeah, they probably should be bigger. We can just pretend this is a childish, or child dragon, dragonette, hatchling, whatever you want to call it. So once more, you want to draw our joints. And connect them. Straight lines. Your fingers are not bent. Well, not like circularly bent unless you change your joints. But usually this is straight. Unless your fingers are broken, your bones are not like... So connect that. Draw in that piece if you want it. Some dragons don't have it, some do. It's really up to you. And from here, this point, you want to connect back to here. So just go like that. And it's a very, very small wing, but hey, this is a kiddish dragon. Draw in a thumb. And that's your basic outline. Just finish marking in the belly where it should be. Yeah. Now some dragons have weird horns, you can add those. And, well, add a couple flowers to this piece. You know, because we're all too lazy to go out and collect real flowers, if you're watching this. And / or allergic to the outdoors. I would be outside, but I kicked a bowling ball, and now my right ankle hurts. So let's just draw a rough circle where you want the flowers to be. It's gonna be big or small, it really just depends. And yeah, we have more flowers here. So now that we have the sketch done, we can go into the details. So I think I'm going to draw like a very Eastern-ish dragon for my mom, because she likes those. But you guys can make it a Wings of Fire dragon, you guys can make it a Dragon Book of the Fandom, you guys can make it whatever you want. I mean, dragons have no set design, you guys can go crazy with it. So as usual, draw the cross in the head circle, perpendicular to this. Make it perpendicular forms the right angle there. Nah, it's too much math for today. And then perpendicular to that and that. And it looks like geometry now. I'm just going to quietly say that my geometry grade is bad. I'm not good at geometry. So now you have the head shape in. You guys can mark where the eyes should be. Right or not. Sometimes a little bit above that. So I think I will draw mine right around here. So typically when you're drawing eyes in for a character, bigger, rounder eyes tend to signify innocence, And then narrower and tilted eyes tend to be a little more sinister. And then big pupils. Big pupils are always good for a friendly character. Yeah. Let's just finish up the forehead. Slope down for the snout. And then draw in your mouth. Yeah, maybe the eye should have been moved up a little bit more. Typically you want the eye to be above your mouth so that it doesn't look like your eye. Alright, so let me just draw a face really quickly. Usually you want your eyes to be like up here and your mouth to be down here. But if your eyes are like that, it looks kind of weird. So same with your dragons. You don't want your eyes to be below your mouth unless you have multiple eyes in the dragon, in which case go crazy with that. So let's draw that again. There we go. That's our snout. Erase any lines you don't need. And now, since this is an Eastern-ish dragon, it has wings, so it's definitely not totally Eastern. I'm going to draw in those funny deer horn thingies that look really cool. You guys can add straight horns, you guys can add multiple horns. You guys, like, dragon horns can really be anything, so you guys add what you want. Maybe big floppy ears. Generally, I try not to make the ears too long, but since I'm going for like a deer kind of look here, it's okay to add once in a while. Just don't make sure they're bigger than the head. I mean, make sure they're not bigger than the head. Unless it's part of your style, in which case you do what you want. I mean, it's drawing. You guys choose what you want to do. And now, from the bottom of the eye, the nostril for the headpiece. Actually, we can go to details later. Let's just mark out the basic outline for all these other stuff first. Follow the neck, follow the neck, follow the neck. Trace over your neck lines, basically. Erase any sketch lines you don't need. Finish your arms. Erase the arm lines you don't need. Joints are a funny thing. I might go over that in a different tutorial video, but typically the forearm dissection is a little bit longer and overlaps when you make a joint to this piece. So you want to echo that for your dragons. That way it's like this. Although I suppose you could do that if you want. It's just generally a little more common not to have this and to have this. Yeah, just keep going with that. Some people like to have the chest stick out a little bit. Don't make it stick out too much, but a little bit is healthy amount to put in. Okay, let's take off the eraser bits off. And yeah, just continue doing that. Trace over your lines. Remember, there's usually a bump here to signify that it's muscle for, you know, moving that wing up and down. And then just keep going. Trace over that. And then trace over these. Or, yeah. Or at least try as closely as you can. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. So I'm not going to add this piece in, but you know where to put it if you decide to. Way to finish off my thing, right like that. Next, you just continue working with the body. So let's start the kneecap right here, and then like that. Just kind of trace over your lines. I bless myself, I guess. I don't know. I'm cold. I'm wearing a t-shirt where I shouldn't be. But t-shirts are great, so. Just continue tracing over your lines, and then you might have to add a tail in here, in which case you draw your circle in, divide to 3 parts, add a claw at the end of each part. I'm just tracing over that line over there. Sorry if my nose is stuffy, guys. I have springtime allergies and I'm still getting over that cold from a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. And that's our dragon. I'm gonna give him kind of a puffy tail, like some fur at the end of it. It's adorable. But yeah, now you can erase the lines you don't need. Alright, now you can go into details and add the other wing if you want to add it into the piece. Just kind of mirror what you have already. Alright, so for my design, I think I'm going to give him a little more fur, or like fuzzy parts. So let's start up here. Now when you draw fur, it doesn't always have to be super clean and neat. You can have it a little messy if you want. Sorry, I just blew my nose so you didn't have to deal with my stuffy nose. So yeah, you just kind of messily go along with it, correct your lines if you need to. Yeah, just keep on, just add details where you feel necessary. If you want to add spikes there, you can add spikes there. If you want to add a sail there, you can add a sail there. It's a dragon. You do what you want. Alright. Maybe this shouldn't be as high up. You just, yeah, because if this is the point where it is, then maybe it shouldn't start from up there, it should start around here. See, I'm correcting myself as I go. So now for the banner. So you have the basic space marked out. I have no way of really abbreviating what I'm going to do next, so just try to follow. And be sure to replay the clip if you need to. So, curve inwards, curve outwards, outwards. This is kind of showing that we have folds in the fabric that kind of, I don't know, so it's kind of floppy. Same here, outwards, inwards, outwards. Kind of like you're drawing a 3, but it's a really, really messy and very, very loose 3. And then the top can be sagging down a little bit. You want to show gravity on this, so you can choose to add that little droop. Next, you can add in like a just mark down the middle. So cloth is kind of annoying to draw. So whoa, I got a lot of graphite on my hands. This is proof that you've been drawing a lot. If you got graphite on your hands, it means you're an artist. So just draw in the stress lines where you need, and typically like 2 on each side, like that. Sometimes they go a little extra, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll keep it simple. Next, for these parts over here, trace over that. And so this is a ribbon, so you can have ribbon that ends like this, or straight. I'm gonna have mine end like a Pac-Man mouth, or just, I don't know. So you do that, trace over that, make sure it's rounded off, stress mark in the middle. Same here. You don't see it because the wing is covering it, over there, Pac-Man mouth, stress in the middle. Now erase the lines you don't need. And yeah. Now you can add your flowers in if you want to add flowers, because that's what I say. You know your mom better than I know your mom, so you draw what you want. So usually I just draw basic 5-petaled. It's very, very cartoony. It doesn't have to be super great, because usually the heaps of them look pretty cool. So earlier you drew in this circle-y space, and we're just gonna fill that up with flowers. It doesn't have to be like ending over there along the parameter, but just kind of as a rough estimate of where to put your stuff. Alright, so now that you have all that, you can just keep on adding to the flowers. Remember, if you make a mistake, it's traditional. This is an eraser. You can use the eraser and everything will be good, as long as you don't draw super hard. If you want to make like a dark line, layer a lot of little, like, layer a lot of thin lines on top of each other so that it gets darker with time and it's still erasable. Because if you push too hard into the paper, it leaves a mark. I know from experience. It's our first flower pile, I think. Maybe more at the bottom to show its pile. Yay. You can add hearts up here if you want. It really doesn't matter what you do. You do what you think your mom will like, and hopefully she likes it. So now over here, you can write Happy Mother's Day on the ribbon. There are two ways of going about on this. You can add the words just as is over this, or you can look at the stress marks and say, hey, why don't we make the stress marks make it look like that the words are actually on this. So when you have a piece of cloth, sometimes it bends inwards on itself. I don't have a good example. Okay, so what I mean is like this. If it bends inwards, the line kind of goes like that and ends up over there. So you kind of have like that. And you just kind of go on with that kind of thing, using the stress marks as reference for where you should bend the lines. If this is a little confusing to you, you don't have to add this bit, you can just write it in as is, or you don't have to use the stress marks at all. Yeah, that's our basic thing. Now, if you want, you can take a pen and you can go over your lines to make it look cleaner. This is a blue pen, I think. Let me just test it myself. Yeah, it's blue. This is probably not the best choice. Let me just go through my pencil bag and see if I have a better choice for that. Alright, sure, you can take an ink pen. So these ones are pretty expensive. I think $5 a pen. You could typically find them at your art store. They're really nice. They don't smudge unless you rub them a lot. They don't bleed. And this is not sponsored. Please sponsor me, Micron. Please. So yeah, just go over your lines, and my pens are kind of dead because I use them a lot, but they shouldn't be. Okay, this is just too dead. Do I have a better pen that I can use that's not dead? Let's test this. Is it even more dead? Oh, this one's fine. Let's put that away. So in general, you want your lines to be as smooth as possible. But if you want to go for that shaky, ragged look or sketched look, then you can, because if you do it right, it looks really cool. This part's self-explanatory. You just kind of go over your lines, do it pretty slowly so you don't mess up. And yeah, once you're done with a certain area, you can erase the pencil underneath and look at how clean and fresh your lines look, and it's just satisfying for an artist. Only artists understand these problems. So, I have a pack of Copics in my room. Those really good markers, and I don't know how to use them. Like, I've used them a couple times, just not on camera. They're really nice. It's just I don't know how to use them correctly. So if you guys have any tips on how to use those kind of markers, just let me know. Everything's appreciated a lot. I think I'll just fast forward this bit because there's not really any need to do any talking for this part. You just kind of go over your lines. So yeah, let's fast forward. Alright, so the dragon's done. Let me just cap the pen. We're gonna go over the other stuff in ink too, but just watch this. Alright, now let's keep on inking over the other stuff. Alright, so now we've got the banner inked over. I think I'm going to scrap the flower idea. You guys can still add if you want, but I don't think it fits into mine over here. If you add enough stuff in the background, it might fit in though. Look at those lines. They're getting cleaned up. I love clean lines. Alright, so now that you have this, you can go and erase the other lines that you may have. Like those positioning lines that we had earlier where we divided paper into 4 parts. So yeah, that is our basic Mother's Day dragon drawing. Alright, it's less of that and more just the dragon laying down in front of a banner, but hey, it's the thought that counts. So now, some of you might want to color this, and there are many, many ways to do so. Some of us like to use the good old-fashioned colored pencils. Doesn't matter what brand, they all work. Crayola is surprisingly good for its price. Prismacolor, I don't know, I've had a hard time liking Prismacolor. It's very expensive, but it's a very, very nice texture. It's just that they burn through so easily. So you choose what you want to color it with. I think I will experiment with some Copics. It might be super cringy, because I don't know how to use them. But yeah. Let's pull up my Copics. These boys. So, you guys can color your dragon however you want. Although generally you want to stick to colors that aren't total clashy colors. So, I'll give you some color combinations that might look cool. Blue and yellow. Or blue, yellow, orange. These three together look really, really nice. Anything that's next to each other on a color scheme. So that means red, yellow, orange also looks pretty cool. And yellow, green, blue, not terrible. Gray. Gray goes with everything. That's what I love about it. You put gray with turquoise and it still looks nice. Not, this is turquoise, yeah. Gray and turquoise look nice. But since turquoise is technically still a mix of red and not red. What am I saying? It's a mix of blue and green. Then that means orange could fit with the two, because orange is a mix of red and orangey yellow, I guess. Because there's no real mix of orange and red in here that I have. The vermilion color. Yeah, you guys. That's just some suggestions, I guess. What I think I'm gonna go with here is a very, very golden color scheme. Mom likes yellow a lot. So I think I'll go with this. So you guys can shade it if you want to. I'm not going to because I don't know how to use these in shading. Yeah, call me an art noob, but that's just how I am with this. So, Let's start with some more blue. It's a lot of blue. They all look the same to me. Light grayish. Alright, like, there's literally very little difference between these two. Light crockery blue and light grayish cobalt. But I mean, I'll use them all, I guess. So let's start out with the eyes. Since we want a main color to be yellow, I think I might try with some contrast in the eye. So let's make that blue. Take a slightly darker color. Let's keep on layering. And fast forward, since this is not a tutorial, I don't know how to use the markers. Everything else is a tutorial, the coloring is not. Please do not take my advice on this, I probably suck. Let's go. Yeah, I think this is a good stopping point for me. I just spent nearly 40 minutes shading that, so when you feel like you're ready, just kind of sign it. Say to mom or something on it. It's like, yeah, if you've watched enough of my videos, you already know my name's Emma. It's not really a big surprise. I don't get crazy I don't go crazy triggered when you call me Emma. It's honestly a little easier to respond to that than Sahel sometimes. So when you're ready, you can say your name. Yeah, and that's what you do. And that is how you make a last-minute Mother's Day gift. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if it even had any entertainment value or educational value, that's great. If you just wanted to watch it because you felt like watching it, thank you. Hope you have a nice day and Mother's Day. And yeah, thanks for watching.